all my friends. This is the Thinker, aka Scotty, and so I don't know how you guys are doing this fine evening. Today I'm going to talk about. I'm going to try to stay more on topic here. I'm going to try to talk a little, see if anyone agrees with me on Deja Vu, Groundhog Day, like the movie with Will Ferrell, I believe, and also Mandelaeffect. I also shaved. No. We got an earring that has the same symbol on it, right there. That symbol of enlightenment and stuff, and love and stuff. Let me see. Well, deja vu, for example. Have you guys ever had the feeling that you've done something before, but you can't figure out why you have that memory? But it seems like you've done it before. Like, I've done a lot of research too from people, and it's not just me. I guess a lot of people are. And it seems that all infinite universes. So I guess that if there are infinite universes of you and the whole system, the whole Earth and everything around it, maybe every single time we experience something we believe we've done, it is just our super consciousness, higher fields of energy, vibration, and astral realms that. In playing Battlefield Bad Company 2 one day, I think he was on actually, what's the one I can't see the level that actually has, you can get a drone a helicopter drone to kind of kill, but it has a big giant on the side on one of the desert roads or on the way to the main base. It's that level, but I was in a building. I was thinking the big giant concrete buildings. Well, I was on one day, and I didn't even know where that building was, and somehow I played it again, and I was in the same exact place, but I didn't even know it was the same building. But it's the same exact building somehow. I didn't even know how to get there. Who knows? It just somehow got there. Kind of like if you guys ever played the Xbox One version of Warhammer, I think it's Vermintide. I believe that's the right name. But I never played the game or saw any videos on it, but I remember playing the whole first intro of the game in the training session. Even though I've never played it before, but I remember the whole level. It's really weird. And then kind of like, then there's like Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day is like, kind of feels like Groundhog Day is more of just let me think, I need to put the finger closer. Kind of like Groundhog Day seems like it's just an automatic repeating of the future. Like you've done it so many times, you predict what's going to happen with you. You already know what's happened. You know what's going to happen. And like what I'm saying is that, well, I've been living for some reason from, I believe, December of 2017 to the end of this year. And every single time it goes to the end of this year, it starts back up on the same thing again. I always go right back to the end of December. Right after I buy some games off of Xbox, it resets me back to the beginning. So I have to go through the whole scenario. Like I'm in the hospital. I've done it 9 times before. It's the 10th time it's repeated. I'm thinking maybe I have to fix it this time. The 11th time. I remember a lot of things that happened. Like I had a cap for my drink, my bottle here, for this top piece, and I lost it. I was looking for it. Then I realized after a couple seconds, in a minute, that it was in my paper bag. So I'm like, it's got to be in the paper bag. So I'm like, it's kind of like you remember things in the past, but it helps. But it's like you're stuck in a time loop or something, or like Groundhog Day with Will Ferrell, I think. Like how it's just Groundhog Day. Like this is a day that always, it's like a time that always repeats itself, but you can't escape it. So I guess either you gotta fix the problems at hand, or just let it flow. It's really hard to not fix the future though. And I don't know, it's very strange. Very strange. Because it's like either I'm living in a time loop because of where CERN used that proton collider and it killed all of us, which I guess on YouTube the scientists are admitting that the lady on their spokeswoman is like, well, we're sorry that we killed some of you guys. And so basically, actually, and there's one person who talks about how the video was we all died in 2012. So in reality, though, maybe 2012 event did happen. Maybe to avoid the problem, we used that mile-long proton collider they have at that place to mess with the molecules. Maybe when we used that, it blew up or killed every single one of us on the planet in 2012. But it seems to me like everybody's changed. I mean, I'm pretty much myself, but everyone else besides me, it seems like they've changed. Like everyone's not as loving and caring as itself. Because when that happened in 2012, it was pretty peaceful. For some reason, people have changed in this timeline because there are a lot of weird stuff that connect with this timeline and going along with the Mandelaeffect, which I'm talking about now. Sorry, I kind of changed the subject for a second. But the Groundhogday is pretty much compared. All three are pretty much linked. The Mandelaeffect is interesting too because have you noticed that everything on the planet should change? Like there's a wall now on the planet called the Great Wall of Pakistan, which I've never heard of. And then there's like the purple mountains of like Mexico, like the colored mountains. And like I guess now there are tree-dwelling kangaroos and snakes can glide through the air to the ground, and it's very strange. And I guess turkeys can fly somehow, which doesn't make any sense. Yeah, even the Oreo containers have changed. Does anybody besides me remember Oreo cookie packages having 2 F's on it? Because if more a lot of people do, then perhaps we're not all we're all not all crazy. Maybe we're having the same experiences. But it means it's a change in our world's perception on things, the energy around us. Because when I remember there being 2 F's in double stuff. I don't remember 1 F. I always remember 2. Kind of like I looked at the Xbox symbol on a video and I look back at Mom like I don't remember it being like that. There's like a little line on the Xbox symbol, which wasn't there before. Strange. It's very, very strange. Like sriracha sauce. Have you guys ever seen sriracha sauce? It's supposed to be spelled SRRACHI. Well, now it's spelled like SACHRIRACHI, I think. I could be wrong. If I'm spelling it wrong, let me know. I do make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'll admit that. And if I do make a mistake, just let me know. That way I correct it next time. Thank you. Please, thank you. But also it's pretty cool. The Mandelaeffect is kind of cool though and strange. It's cool because it's all kind of changes. The weird thing is, for some reason, people remember things differently than they do. Like, did you guys know that the Titanic, for some reason, did not sink and all the passengers were saved and the Titanic was brought back to port? Because there's some old clips about that. Because if that's true, then the history changed, which changing stuff is a very dangerous thing to do, even by time traveling. Like our government, I guess, has had time travel technology for at least 50 or 40 years. I mean, I'd really believe that if they could time travel now, they do it without affecting people that go through it, the time loop, time stream. I mean, it's possible that we could go to any timeline. The problem is that it's really, really hard, from what I've analyzed from them, and it makes sense, that it's really hard to get back to the exact time and space from where your first destination was to your other destination and back. Because it's the timeline thing is it's infinite. You can pretty much go anywhere through time. The problem is like the movie. What's the movie? There it is. Back to the Future. Like if he says not to see yourself, it could be possible that if you see yourself, it could alter the trajectory of everything else in the future. It could possibly erase you from reality and from history, but that's a chance you have to take. But I'm pretty sure you can kind of tweak a bunch of things and it won't affect anything as long as you don't hit any major points. As long as you don't kill off the actual population that actually started the whole family, you're fine. Because if you kill off the original family that had the children, if you kill those off immediately, the people will never be born at all. So all you got to do is get rid of the first person that started the population for that family. And then it disappears completely. Because you're at least gonna have at least one start point. Because a human can always have more kids and have a chance of having a different name and still the same abilities, and strengths, and weaknesses, but even better. But I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, traveling through time would be the coolest thing. One of my friends asked, one of my mom's boyfriend asked me, what if you had any one wish, what would you wish for? And I said a time machine. And he's like, bro, you're like the only person I know who's ever said a time machine. I'm like, well, yeah, with a time machine, at least if you have the point, at least if you have the timelines, at least if you need money, you can just keep on going back in time and getting it. Or if there's no money there, you go to the next timeline, take money from them. Or maybe there's a timeline that has no daylight savings time or something, or no time at all, or time stands still. Then you can just get as much as you want, or the ability to stop time. That'd be cooler. But another cool thing was what was it? It's also time as well. Time travel. What was it? Space time is pretty cool though. How about I mean, a time machine would be pretty useful though. What I would love to see as technology is if you guys have seen Dragon Ball Z, you know how like Bulma makes those capsule things. You press and turns into a car. If people could get that stuff, that Japan can completely perfectly maximize and efficiently do that. Oh my god, that'd be so great. The only downside is hopefully they don't stick it in your pocket where there's a bunch of items, because the car will pop out your pocket, probably rip your clothes off. But it will be pretty enjoyable to see. It'll be a big delight and laugh. But then I guess I don't think that if a person, if any human being was naked, is make a difference, because everybody has pretty much the same body type anyway. Even a transgender person is pretty much no different. I mean, even if they're pre-op or post-op, got a dick or not a dick, or just had breast and a dick, it's not a bad thing. I mean, if I saw one of those around, I'm not gonna worry about it. I would just think it's just their choice. It's normal. I mean, a lady here was interesting. She actually opened up the bathroom, and she's like, sorry. I'm like, it's okay. And then I'm like, it's so good. And then she talks to me again when she goes in there, and it's like it's nothing I've not seen before. I'm like, I like you. You're a nice lady. But I gotta say though, I think the Mandelaeffect stuff is pretty cool. So is the Mandelaeffect stuff pretty cool. The Mandela stuff pretty cool. The Groundhogday is pretty cool. Even the I guess the Groundhogday thing is pretty cool. Deja vu, those are all pretty cool. They're all pretty much interlinked somehow. It's really strange. But I'm gonna break off there for 1 second. But so So, what do you guys actually think about women? Like, what's your actual opinions on women? Do you actually like them? Do you wish that the system would change so they actually improve and know what they actually appreciate things instead of being considered gold diggers and always wanting something from you, or is always kind of screwing you over at every turn because of the argument, like being a maid cow, like men going your own way. Like we only do that because the women are so entitled that we can't seem to deal with it. I had a girlfriend that was so ungrateful, and I gave her stuff. She was kind of disabled, kind of, but it's still the point though. She wasn't treated the way she should be treated. Like she wasn't taught how to appreciate things that she's given. I mean, the sex was great, but it was the negativity that killed me. It was it was the insistent nagging, the negativity. They're trying to take her life when I'm sleeping, suicidal thing. I mean, that stuff stresses you out, man. Um, but it's not just that. But since then, after she was very nice, and she decided that she'd call the cops on me, and the cops came to my house, and my brother's my guardian for the moment, and she wasn't there, and the cops came in, and I opened the door nicely, and um, I said yes. I was like, what can I do? What can I do for you? And they said, they said that you have Cassandra's money, and I'm like, give me a second, let me go check. So of course I go into my drawer in my room, my little drawer, and I'm like, look for it in the third drawer. I'm like, well, I got some change. I got some money. This is all I have from her. Probably around $5 and something. $5, maybe 60 something, 60, 70 cents. Um, so I gave her that. I mean, I gave them the money I had, and um, then, well, at the same time that she told her mother that I stole $300 from her to buy something. Or she said she accused me of taking money and giving it to me. At the same time, I was going to a festival in Maine for a hemp festival to have a little enjoyment in my life and meet new people. I met a lot of pretty girls though. Oh my god, beautiful man, beautiful woman there. I mean, if I could have had the confidence there, and there was one that was single, I probably would have asked her if she wanted to do it because I think it would have been amazing with a woman from there. It was so peaceful and loving. Even at the local grocer, was a really nice lady, has that personality. But I think I only had two people that called me a beautiful person in their life. One was a woman from the local grocery down in New Hampshire where I live, and another one was from a hemp festival. Now I just call people beautiful people because I now see the beauty in all of them, everything and everyone. Um, but the woman though too, my girlfriend is. She did that to me. It wasn't very nice. And then I was nice enough, and I bought her a Borderlands bundle pack. I bought her an Xbox with taxpayer money that I got because I'm considered disabled because basically I just don't want to do anything at the moment. I'm just really lazy. I just don't really want to work. Not really disabled really in mind or body, just kind of like disabled as in like I just don't want to do anything. Just not really have to. I guess you would call it more of boredom disability / laziness disability, I guess you'd call it. Just lack of not doing anything because I'm so bored. So just not really into things. Everyone just dead. No, just some people just don't. Not my thing, man. But I would say, besides that, it was pretty cool. Except when I got her the Xbox and bought her a game with my own money, and it was like $20-$30. No, it was 20. I think it was $20 something. I bought three of them, so it's $60 of my own money. I got my brother one. It was the Borderlands. It was all three of the Borderlands. It was Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel, all in one bundle pack with all the add-ons. So it was the Game of the Year edition, and I got that for her, my brother, and I got a copy for myself because mine was damaged. But now I have it all downloaded to my Xbox. But through the digital means. But I gave the game to her. I played, and then I tried to teach her, and she was trying to learn, but then she got angry at me and frustrated because she couldn't figure it out. And then my friend on Xbox tried to help her, and we were both being patient. We were being loving, patient with her. Then she got us all upset and left. Then she kind of made a comment towards one of my friends. You didn't understand what she was saying. She should have she should have actually said something before she said it. But she ended up saying to my friend that I should lick his asshole, which is really, really gay. And my friend got really, really pissed because he has a girlfriend. So it pissed him off even more, and it kind of irritated me and pissed me off because I would never say anything to him, but that's really, really fucking weird. But for some reason, she didn't think first, so she said it before thinking. I don't blame her, but I still think she should actually try not to do that. It's not good for people. It's just kind of strange. But just a weird thing to say to somebody, just in a joking way. Just like, especially if you only met them once, it's kind of weird. I mean, I've known this guy for like maybe 3 years on Xbox. I mean, I know him so well that I could probably go to his house, and I know his wife and his kids so well at the moment. I'm talking to them. I could probably go to where they live and visit them, or they could visit me here in New Hampshire, which I still got a plan to do. His brother, though, he's kind of weird because I kind of make jokes about races just for fun. He kind of calls me. He says, like, when I start just joking and relax, like why do you not like black people? I'm like, I love black people. It's like, why are you an indirect racist? I'm like, well, I'm not indirect. I don't hate races. I just kind of think it's funny to joke about them because it takes the edge off of things. And I mean, I think his brother's the only one who doesn't seem to get it. I mean, I think it's more his half brother, but he has like a whole bunch of brothers. I think he has like 3 or 4. Three of them, me and him, the one I know that can joke around. His brother's kind of getting used to it. His other brother, he has like one other brother. His other brother, his 4th brother, likes to play Command and Conquer online with me and his older brother, which I'm close to. So we could play Command and Conquer. Well, actually, I can't seem to get work at the moment, but General Zero, I usually play with them against some AIs. I mean, I kind of cheat. I can tell them what my defense skills are and my tactical situation is when I build. I mean, it's good tactic of how I build a base. That's why the enemies can never hit it. But if you put them on the highest difficulty, for some reason they can never bypass my base for some reason. It's probably they never hit my base mainly, probably because I don't interfere with the enemies. I think the only reason they interfere with me in the game is if I actually attack them or target them. But if I'm just screwing around, not using a super weapon on them, or what I've seen is not using super weapon or doing any aggression towards them, they don't usually target my base until I'm the last person. But by that time, usually my base has so much money, power for turrets and units that it doesn't matter at the point. But I don't know, like in General Zero, I usually play as a defense class, as a laser general when I'm playing. So I'm always defending my teammates' bases from enemies. The problem is that I'm really good at base defending and defenses, resources, and power keeping. I don't really focus too much on units unless I'm making like an air force, or I'm playing unless I'm trying to build large amounts of air units to bomb them from above. But if I was going to do that, I would play as the Air Force general. But it works out pretty well. The problem is that his brother, that's my friend, my friend Billy. His name is Billy. His brother's name is David, but I can't remember his other brother's name. But David is one of my best friends, and he is pretty cool. No. David is pretty much my best friend anyway. I consider him that because I haven't talked. But Billy's actually my real best friend at the moment. He's the first guy before I met his brother. I didn't even know his brother even had that brother. But Billy, for example, is pretty cool. No. No, but have you ever got the feeling, though, that you keep on having something happening over and over and over? You can't explain it, but you feel as if you've done it before. But every single time you do it, it just seems like it repeats itself. Kind of like how the Mandelaeffect and how Groundhogday does. Like you live the same scenario repeatedly, but you can't escape it. You guys ever had that feeling? 'Cause I do. Kind of like Have you ever felt like you've repeated something like a year over and over and over, but you can't escape it, but you know what's going to happen ahead of time? That's pretty cool. But you got some really cool videos. Got to see some of yours. Uh, yeah, but have you ever noticed like even the Mandela effect's kind of strange because can you tell me if you remember this? Do you remember double stuffed Oreos having one F or two? Because I always remember two Fs, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I think I saw something about time loops about how kind of like the world, the timeline we're in, we're kind of stuck in it. We can't leave. It's like everything repeats itself. Like I think this is repeated for me like 10 times so far. It's like the 10th time I've been here, and like time loop. But a time loops. Oh, it's like infinite time loops, man. It doesn't go away. It's like you're living the same thing, you can't leave. Which one? Which word? Which one? Deja vu, Mandelaeffect, Groundhogday. Or are you talking about like? Are you asking me about what about the double stuffed Oreo things? About if there's an F or two, and one F or two Fs? What was that one? What was I thinking of? Like it seems like everything's like kind of like not the same. Everything's different. Like some people actually, well, it's weird. Some people for some reason have been remembering that tank halt or whatever, the guy getting ran over, but then other people remember it not doing happening at all, or not getting ran, just him just standing there, or yeah, it's really weird. Double stuff, man. I don't know which one do you remember. I don't know. It's hard to tell now. It's been changed so much to tell, but it's kind of interesting though. I mean, if it is true, then maybe we're not all crazy. Maybe we're just all experiencing the same consciousness, just together, just at weird times, but simultaneously at the same time at one moment, which is kind of interesting. But like the future, it seems the future's like changing too. Like it's weird. That's true. I agree with you on that. It does seem like, oh, was it? Oh, like Donald Trump. Like it's weird. Like Donald Trump was president, but I remember him being president, saying all this stuff and all this stuff happening before, and all the videos that I've watched before. Like I've listened. I've been watching videos on a video on YouTube called "The Truth About the Afterlife Deception," about a 3-hour video talking about what the afterlife is, and it's pretty interesting. Or I don't know. Actually, I think there's one of my friends is a hippie, spiritual hippie. He told me there's a guy in New Hampshire down where I live that actually has some knowledge on the Earth, like I guess on the inner workings of it, which is inside of it. So I'm going to actually talk to him, maybe get some information when I'm out of here. He lives down right where I live, a couple miles from where my mom lives. So I'm staying with. There's a guy down there that knows something about the Earth, the inner Earth. I guess he's maybe connected to it. So if I can figure out about Agartha or the inner Earth, if he knows about it, maybe I can explain it. Yeah, neither I don't believe in media because I think the media is I think it's like 95% controlled by like 6 companies, by like 96% only by 6 companies in the whole media, which is interesting. I stopped watching the news. It was so depressing because actually there's a video on here. It's interesting. It was talking about 9/11, and I don't know if people are being particularly programmed or people are just not paying attention, but they were predicting 9/11 since the 50s. I remember an old Porky Pig commercial, Porky Pig cartoon when I was a kid. I remember a rerun of it or something on TV. And it's weird because he, in a thing, Porky Pig was talking, and this wolf was staying there. I agree. I mean, here's a kicker. What do you think would be kind of interesting? What if the movie The BFG is actually based on facts, but the giants that are afraid of water are actually the titans who built the earth, and they're afraid of water because they drown in that, and because they're afraid of water because they didn't want to drown. And what if there was an actual conflict between a civilization of the people who created the thing as the Titans and a race of super beings called the Elves? What if that's actually truth? And what if the Devil's Tower in Arizona is not an actual rock? What if it is a trunk of a giant tree? As do I, my friend. As do I. I mean, in reality, we're multi-physical beings. So, I mean, we can pretty much manifest anything we want to. I mean, if you pretty much put energy out into the field, you'll get positive or negative. Kind of like if you believe in reincarnation, if you pass on positive, the energy and stuff you do in this life will go into the next life. And if you miss something or mess up, at least you can do it in the next life. So it's not a bad thing. But that's me, but only because it just feels that way. Though, yeah, which is pretty cool. That is pretty cool, though. Though, I mean, even with your five senses, though, you can't really portray everything as actually being solid, though, because everything is energy. Yeah, the giants. Yeah. There was a movie. There was a video on here. This woman talking about Earth and how everything was petrified. There's like petrified whales. I can find this video again online on YouTube. It actually shows it's in some lake. There's a big giant footprint in the water, and if it's not Photoshop, it must be something. It must have been like a giant or something. There's nothing else to make that size. It's like it was literally the size. I may have been even a mile long, width and length. I know it was really big. It's in some swamps, huge. Yes. Here's one thing I don't get though is I don't know. I think it was like last year. Do you ever remember on YouTube seeing a video called 1 million? I think it was like 1 million year old petrified dinosaur fossil found fully intact. I tried to look for that video. I think it was around 8 o'clock when it was last year. It was in like probably June or something, maybe a little earlier. I went to look for it 4 hours later when it was like 12. It wasn't there. Yeah, it disappeared. I don't know why. It's weird. It disappeared. It's like an hour long talking about them finding a fossil. It's really strange. But I believe that things are being told to us not true. Because our civilization has to be linked from something. And I saw some videos on here about Neanderthals. And it's quite possible a lot of us that are really smart do have a 3%. Yeah, I agree. It seems like we do shift out of these realities a lot. Because it seems like even when you try to tell someone the truth, they don't listen to you. Like an example is, I've seen like have people ever told you were like an over and you start like if like there's a video. Have you ever heard of this woman named Charlotte Gerson or Max Gerson with a Gerson plan, or this guy on YouTube as well named his name is Dr. John Bergman. He's a chiropractor. He talks about how to heal people. He talks about the diet that heals you. It's pretty cool, though, I guess. I mean, not pushing anyone to watch it, but it's still pretty interesting. Because things can't. I mean, fixing things with harmful chemicals and poor vitamins and really bad soil is not going to help people actually heal. It actually probably kill quicker. I don't know. But actually, it's really nice talking to you. You're pretty cool. Got to see some of your videos, but awesome. But are you having a nice day? Cool. I honestly think I told my brother's like, my mom's like, oh, Josh is gonna graduate. I'm like, I told my brother after he graduated from uh, a tech school for welding. I told him, well, Josh, in reality, no one graduates because a human being can never graduate until they actually mature to the fullest amount they can and learn everything they possibly can, or until they don't want to have any more use for it. But that's what I think. But then again, I'm a person that believes that everyone is one, and there's no difference between us, any of us. Like women, men, we're all equal either way. The only difference between guys is men are usually physically stronger. Women can with adrenaline lift enough, so can guys. But women are better suited for nurture of. And thanks, I appreciate that. And and we should thank them because they go through hardship. They go through childbirth. That must be emotional. I mean, I couldn't imagine going through that. That'd be painful. Um, I mean, even to like to most guys, a period is kind of like a disgusting thing. Most guys, but I think it's more of a beautiful thing. Mainly because if they didn't have that ability in the body somehow, it actually might make it really, really difficult to impossible to actually get ready to have a kid. To make it much harder. So I mean, even if that's new and other thing they go through their body, people think that's disgusting. I think it's beautiful because in the end, it brings you the most beautiful thing. At the end is a little child, a little baby, is a newborn, which is by far the most precious thing you could ever see, which is pretty beautiful, I gotta say. So, like, if I had a woman right now, and me and her, she didn't like her body or whatever, I'd assured I still love her because that's why I'm with her. And that's why I'm with you because I love everything about you, and she's beautiful inside and out. I never had that experience, but I bet it's very painful. um, Also, I mean that I get you. You got to do that. I mean, the only experience I would think that's close to childbirth is trying to is being constipated and trying to push something out your ass is like twice the size that it should be. That's pretty painful. That's probably the closest I've been to childbirth. That's pretty painful. Oh, that's still pretty painful. I gotta say. But yeah. um, yeah. No, but nobody's ass is designed to push something out that big. I can't do it without laughing. It's just funny in general because everyone does it anyway, so it's funny. Uh, but also, if I had a wife and she was pregnant, I'd still love her. If she was feeling emotional or not pregnant, I'd still hold her. I actually learned this more experience when my best friend's mother and daughter came over, my sister. Um, well, Maggie came over, the sister, and she held me, and I was telling her how I felt and here, and she started to cry, and I could sense that she was sad. It's kind of like you're connected through the energies. Like I think I might be an empath because I can feel people's energies, just either subtly, like very, 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 very kind of lowly, like very small, but also very high, depending on where I am, who I'm near. It affects how I feel. Um, but holding her though, she wouldn't say anything. I could just feel it in her breath. I could just feel it in how she was breathing and she had these emotions. But she held me and I was feeling my emotions. She was feeling mine. And that experience is actually makes me actually understand women a bit more about how they feel. Because I guess a woman really want a guy to be emotional. And it's great that we're guys and we don't want emotion because we think it's a weakness. But even the strongest guy can still cry sometimes because it's always sad when you see a grown man cry. It's a true statement. But even the toughest people can cry. They just like to show it. Okay. So I'm Scotty. It's nice to meet you. Well, I wish you the best of luck with your restaurant and your business, and wish you the best of longevity, peace, unconditional love, and enjoyment. Nice to meet you. Well, good luck in life. And I hope everything works out for you. Namaste, my friend. Peace, man. Nice talking to you. Enjoyed the conversation. Very enlightening. Very intelligent man. I like you. Pretty cool. We gotta do another video sometime. Try to figure out what we can do. No, you can figure out what you want me to do. What video you want me to do about. I mean, I could talk about the old video games or something. I mean, we're doing what you want to do. Whatever works out, man. I'm open to suggestions. And if you can put in your opinions. I don't really mind if what they are. If they're more of an upside or downside, negative or not. It doesn't matter. It's more of just, I guess, mainly sharing the perception of people what they think. But it's a good thing. It helps people grow. But thank you for joining my show and talking to me. I hope everything works out for you, my friend. Talk to you later. Have a wonderful day. Peace. I like that guy. He's pretty cool.